are taking over your airwaves. In 3, 2, 1.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Good morning, Zebra Nation. Happy Monday to you. It's June 2nd, 2025. It's a blue day here at the high school. It's a Motivation Monday. My name is Mr. Nestle, and I'm coming to you from the Julian Nicholas Podcast Studio. And on this Motivation Monday, we are joined by Mr. Chrisman. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How was your weekend?
It was awesome. Beautiful weather. Got out in the garden. Kids played some sports. It was great.
Well, this is a very exciting show because not only do we have announcements and weather, you are here, one, to do all that with me, and we're dropping the Mister.
Yeah, we are dropping the Mister. We're adding the coach back onto the title.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mr. Coach.
Mr. Coach. I like that. I like that a lot. Maybe that'll be my new, that'll be on the go in the back of my shirts.
Mr. Coach.
Mr. Coach.
I love it. So, spoiler, Mr. Chrisman, Coach Chrisman is the new football coach here at New Brunswick High School, and we're going to go in depth on all things gridiron and football here in Zebra Nation. But first, the weather.
We'll make it sweet. We'll make it short. Now here for you is the weather report.
Weather, baby.
Buenos dias, ladies and gentlemen. It is currently 51 degrees, and it is a beautiful sunny day here in New Brunswick. We've passed the low of 47, and we're going up to a high of 72 degrees, and it's going to be sunny and warm most of this week. So get outside and lose your hoodies. It's going to be beautiful. All right. For announcements, we got this show is, of course, a podcast. Make sure you listen on demand and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. You can scan the Zebra code, and that'll take you to a page where you can subscribe on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, all the places where you can listen and watch. Miss Morano, it is June. What is our quote of the day?
Good morning, this is Miss Morano with your quote of the day. Do not allow people to dim your shine because they are blinded. Tell them to put on some sunglasses because we were born this way. Lady Gaga.
Good quote.
I like that. I like that.
She always brings it. And this month's quotes will theme around Pride Month.
Oh, nice.
So happy Pride Month to all of our friends in the LGBTQ plus community. All right, national days. Coach, what we got today?
All right, today is National Rotisserie Chicken Day. Awesome. National Bubba Day. National Leave the Office Early Day. Now, is that an official New Brunswick? I know. So are we out? And National Rocky Road Day.
Yes. So real quick, because you made the face on National Bubba Day.
Yeah, what is that?
National Bubba Day, June 2nd, recognizes all those in our lives that we refer to fondly as Bubba.
Interesting.
Which is a shortened child name for brother.
That's right. Yeah.
I call both my boys Bubba, so happy National Bubba Day, boys.
Great. I love that.
And National Rocky Road Day is not to celebrate the trials and tribulations of the life ahead, but the marshmallows and the chocolate and the nuts and all those things that are awesome in Rocky Road. You like Rocky Road?
I like Rocky Road. Solid. One of my sons really likes it, so that's Bubba Day for them and Rocky Road Day. Maybe I'll take him out later to surprise them.
Oh, they're not listening, so it'll be a surprise.
Exactly.
All right. Hey, we could split this one because we are history teachers. So let's go.
Sure. All right, I'll go first. So in 1935 today, Babe Ruth retired. Interesting.
Yes, and then he went on to be a coach, and he tried to manage, and that just never happened for the Babe.
Interesting.
1953, the recently deceased Queen Elizabeth II. Today was her coronation day when she became the Queen of England.
Wow. And then in 1989, Dead Poets Society released in select theaters. And funny enough, that movie actually inspired me in middle school first to think to become a teacher. So that's cool.
Great movie.
Awesome movie.
Which classes do you think it would be most appropriate to show that film in if you were going to show that film?
I actually know some teachers that used to show that on the first 2 days of school every single year and then talk about the significance of like finding yourself and all of those things. So from a cultural aspect, I think that it could actually be used in any classroom. But if you're really truly like an English classroom or some sort of literature elective, I think it could be an awesome in there because it's the idea of thinking out of the box. So it's really what you want to interpret from the movie and use. I think it has a lot of pieces.
You sold me on the culture piece and finding yourself, and that could be big in the freshman academy.
Oh, I like that.
I'm going to talk to my peers about that.
Let's go.
All right, moving forward, your New Brunswick High School band, you've got 2 band camps coming up this summer. We've got Jazz Band Camp July 1st to the 17th, Monday through Thursday, 7:45 to 2 p.m. And Marching Band Camp, August 18th to the 21st, from 9 to 1, and then again on the 25th to the 28th, from 9 to 5. And if you want to be a part of the marching band for things like our football games and other competitions, you must attend Marching Band Camp. See Dr. Mersinger for more information.
Awesome. Right. Key Club. This is going to be make your own ice cream today in B212 from 3 to 5 p.m. The cost is $5, and I know all of the resources you need will be provided with that $5.
Yes.
Yep.
Just want to be clear. You literally, it's not make a sundae. You've got to make the ice cream first.
Oh, that's great. Put in a little sweat equity to earn
Yes.
that ice cream.
Get that road salt. Senior Spirit Week is coming up next week, June 9th through the 13th. On Monday next week, it is Dress Like a Kindergartner Day. Bring it back to mismatched clothes and light up sneakers. And don't do your hair. Tuesday is College Day, so wherever you're going, college, military, wear that t-shirt or that sweatshirt and let us know where you're going when you leave this place. Next Wednesday is Careers of the Future Day. Dress how you think you'd have to go to work in 10 to 15 years. Thursday is Dress Like a Senior Citizen Day. And Friday is your last color day. So dust off those pink jeans and bedazzled eye makeup and do the pink thing one more time.
Now, as a teacher, do I get to participate in this Spirit Week, or do I have to be a senior in high school? What do we think?
You know what? Why not?
There we go.
What would you dress in your wardrobe that makes you look like a kindergartner?
I think I still have a Redwall t-shirt from the book series that would fit me. It was quite large. Because I think one of my sons wears it, but it's down to his knees. So I might be able to rock that one. I might have to go dig around, though, to find something. Pajamas? I don't really know. My kids dress, they wear like flat brim hats and sunglasses to school. So
Do your kids take the stickers off the hat?
So I don't take the stickers off the hat, and neither do my kids.
All right, moving on. Mr. Chrisman, shout out a class. Pick a class that you resonates with you. Let's shout them out.
Let's go. You know, I'm always a big fan of the junior class of 2027. I think it's a big change in life, and I think one of the harder years because you're seeing what's coming ahead. It's high school's coming to an end. You're really trying to make some big life decisions while still being a kid. So I like to shout out the 2027 class and their advisors. Ms. Capru-Worthy and Mr. Preco. Hope I said those correctly, right? But I always shout out the juniors because I think that's the toughest year.
Awesome. All right, seniors, you're invited to the Senior Sunset coming up next week on Friday. A great way to wrap up Senior Spirit Week. Friday, June 13th from 5 to 9 p.m. right here at the high school. It'll take place behind the school and in the courtyard. It is free to all graduating New Brunswick Public School seniors. So it's basically like a carnival field day type atmosphere. There'll be blow-ups and free food and drink and music, and it's a great time. And most definitely there will be some sort of sad slideshow presented at the end of the night, and you get to watch the sunset. So come together as a class for one of the final times before graduation. And in a new segment, we continue with our class of 2025, Oh, the Places You'll Go. So let's shout out some seniors and where they're going. Shout out to Janice. She's going to Middlesex College. She looks to study civil engineering, and she wants to be a civil engineer.
Shout out to Gabriella. She's going to Rutgers University North to study criminology, right? And she really wants to become a criminal behavior analyst. That's awesome.
Shout out to Carla. She's going to New Jersey City University, where she wants to study finance, and she'd like to become a financial advisor.
Awesome. Shout out to Giovanni. Wants to go to Middlesex College to study culinary arts. Going to play volleyball there at Middlesex College. Wants to be a chef. That resonates with me tremendously. That's great.
Sounds delicious. Good luck, Giovanni. And next up, shout out to Sabrina. She's going to be going to Berkeley College. She'd like to be a medical assistant, and she wants to be an ultrasound technician.
Awesome. Shout out to Jabez, going to Kane University for exercise science. Wants to go into physical therapy. That's tremendous.
Yes. Those are our 6 seniors for today. Make sure you tune in every day between now and the end of the year, and we will say goodbye to as many seniors as possible. Happy birthday to you if today is your birthday. Sorry your friends didn't care enough about you to give you a shout out on here, but happy birthday from Coach Chrisman and myself. When's your birthday, Coach?
My birthday is March 13th.
Happy belated birthday.
I appreciate it.
I think I gave you a hug. I knew it was your birthday.
You did, yeah.
All right. We got merch. Scan the Zebra code. We don't make any money, not a fundraiser, but we've got swag available for the network, peer-to-peer, Sazon Latino, the Zebra Morning Show. Again, not a fundraiser. We do not make money. We're just trying to put out some good merch into the world, and you can support us by making a purchase and wearing it.
All right. So if you need to submit any announcements, make sure to visit the website of zebrapodcastnetwork.com, and you can submit something on our Google form or just send a voicemail. Right. And now to the Zebra Sports Desk.
Now, of course, spring sports is over. Sports is over for the year. But we want to remind you that you can still celebrate the boys baseball county championship of the Ray Sipperly Invitational. Scan the Zebra code and you could pick up some merch. Not a fundraiser, no profits, nobody's making any money. But if you want to celebrate the accomplishments of the baseball team, that gear is out there for you, and it will be on sale until the end of the school year, and then it goes into the Disney Vault forever.
Awesome
You know that. You know what I'm talking about, the Disney Vault.
Oh, Disney Vault. Lock it up.
Yes.
Yep.
And girls volleyball. If you're interested in playing girls volleyball for the 2025 season this fall, there'll be a meeting after school today, June 2nd, at 2:45 in Coach O'Gorman's room, D305. If you can't make the meeting, join the Google Classroom. The code is F3UCGHI. And follow the girls volleyball, the girls volleyball team on Instagram at NBHS_girls volleyball. That's it for sports. Go! Coach, you're not doing it with me.
Oh, good.
Go Zebras! Go Zebras, indeed.
You're listening to the Zebra Podcast Network. Your school, your voice.
It is June 2nd. It's Motivation Monday. I'm Mr. Nessie, and I'm joined this morning by the new coach of the New Brunswick High School football team, Mr. Coach Jeff Chrisman. Good morning, Coach. How are you doing today?
Good morning. I am great. Really excited to be here. Thanks for having me on.
I am glad you are here. We talked a little bit when the announcement was made and you were brought on, and you were feeling a little overwhelmed, a little bit of excitement.
Yeah.
Where are you feeling, or what are you feeling right now? It's the beginning of June. Where are we at?
I feel great. I'm really, really excited, really honored to have this position, jump in, be a part of this program. Long to-do list, and one of those top things was actually get on here and continue to get the information out that, I'm going to be the new head coach, and then we're going to have some meetings coming up. But no, I'm really, really excited to get working.
When is the first meeting?
So our first meeting actually will be tomorrow, Tuesday, June 3rd, directly after school in my classroom, B123. Some flyers are going up, and we have a class code that I can get out there, and we're going to have a new Instagram page up and running by the end of the day today.
Excellent. Talk a little bit about your background in athletics and coaching and kind of what you are going to be bringing to the table as the leader of men.
Absolutely, right. So sports have been a big piece of my life forever. I grew up playing football and lacrosse. I played soccer and baseball at a younger age, but I switched to a little bit more contact sports. I know soccer and baseball can be very, very, very contact, but those are the two that I ended up playing. I had some opportunities to play in college, but those were the days that no one cared about concussions, and I decided that my body just wasn't going to continue doing that. So I started coaching at age 18, and I worked for and with some tremendous coaches. I've coached everything from youth sports to collegiate sports, and now I'm here, which is awesome. But through my entire career, my big thing is that it's culture first. I never go into meetings, I never go into interviews or planning to say, hey, my goal is to win. For me, winning is a byproduct of culture, right? And so what I want to do here is I want to instill the culture of what fits really well is herd. And for us, that's hard work, effort, respect, and discipline, right? And so we bring those pieces in, and we are going to follow the mantra of herd, not just on the field, right? This is about being in our school, in our community, everything that we do, we're going to follow those pillars. And for me, I'm a big acronym guy. It's not the first time I've used that quote. But so that really helps me out in setting our pillars, because then when we want to help people improve, we have things we can fall back on and talk about it. Yeah. And so what it is we want to start right away in building this culture of herd and generating some buzz, getting our numbers where they need to be, and starting to work hard, because summer sports can start on June 9th, right? So we'll be getting in the weight room, be getting out in the field, and getting ready for the summer.
When you come into, I guess, a new role in a new place, what for you is priority number one? I understand that culture is going to be the focal point.
Right.
Where does it start?
It starts with, well, there's really a 1A and 1B with that. One is finding the other right adults who are going to stick to those culture points also, right? So this is not just about holding kids accountable, it's about holding adults accountable also, so that we are going to then stick to those culture points and guide that. But just like teaching, just like any job in reality, is developing the relationships with the athletes, right? The student athletes. And so getting to know those kids, spending time with them, seeing them, talking to them, knowing who they are, so that we can then begin to get kids outside of comfort zone, right? Because once you develop those relationships in anything, right, even when you're a manager or you have a manager, developing those personal relationships is how people then get trust, and they're going to buy into what you're trying to sell.
How does that factor into recruiting? Because you talked about numbers, and as the voice of the Zebras, I've seen our football team over the last few years, and the numbers are low. A lot of guys playing both sides of the ball, a lot of guys not following through and completing the season. What's your approach to trying to solve that problem?
Right. Well, so I think right away the benefit for me is that I've already been here all year. I'm not coming in to a new group of kids who don't know who I am. Most of the kids know exactly who I am already. They see me in the hallway, or they hear me in the hallway. They have me in class. Their friends know me. And so what's nice is I've already been able to walk right up to kids and say, hey, I know you've never played football before. You need to come give it a chance. And I've already had huge responses of kids being like, absolutely, I'll come to the meeting. So, being able to have already had that relationship built makes this such a tremendous step up for me. Being in the building is always a priority for me when I'm a coach. And so having that set up let me hit the ground running the minute, everything went through.
As the new head coach, what is your vision for Zebra football in terms of a program, in terms of the levels, freshman, JV, varsity? What's the master plan?
Right. Well, master plan. So, I have my 1, 3, 5, and 10-year plans out. If I'm going to look at a 10-year plan from now, where I want us to be, I want us to have a top to bottom 6th grade through 12th grade program where we're using the same terminology. We're saying the same things. We have the same cultural beliefs. We have a freshman program. We have a JV program. We have a varsity program. And beyond that, we are becoming part of the face of our community here, where our kids who are meeting our academic and attendance requirements, we're going to visit elementary schools to read to kids, right? We're helping with food drives. We're helping our community with coat drives. We are helping clean up parks, right? So beyond just being these are the levels we have, we are a program that's going to do some really positive things to show off how awesome our school district is, and that our football program is a piece of that. And that's where I see us, if 10 years from now, that would be the goal.
Even before hearing that, I've got to say that I already buy into that, because you mentioned at the beginning of this conversation that you don't walk in, it's not about wins. I haven't asked you your offense, wishbone, I don't care. Right? It's about who are these young men going to be, and football's not forever.
Absolutely.
Right? Football might not be beyond high school.
Yep.
For some athletes.
Yeah, for most
athletes.
Yeah.
Right? So you're talking about doing things that are going to set these kids up to become positive young men, get their education, be a force in their community and care about community. And really, it's tough to get a teenager to care about anything but themselves.
Right.
So,
yeah, the big thing is I want them to go off and be successful, and I want them to come back. I love when alumni come back, because that means they had a good time when they were here. And so I want this to be an open door for our alumni, past and future, right? I want it to be a place that this is our home forever, and I want to hear about your successes beyond the football field, right? I want to know about the family you end up having. I want to know the job that you have, where you traveled, and that's always been my goal. And so if kids come back when they're adults, that means we did something well, because it's something they still care about.
Sounds like you're going to go with once a zebra, always a zebra.
Absolutely.
I love it. All right, let's talk a little football.
Sure.
Do you consider yourself to be more of an offensive-minded coach, defensive-minded? Where's your passion?
I would say the cheap answer is depends on the day of the week and my mood. If I'm all riled up and we need to get going, I would say I'm a defensive guy. But when I'm calm and cool, I'm more on the offensive side of the ball. Now, my past has been, I've been a run game coordinator. I have been a running backs coach almost my entire career. But I've also been a defensive coordinator. I've been a special teams coordinator. And so my knowledge goes all over the place. I like offense because I like to dictate what the other team has to deal with. I like the chess match of it. But you get the same chess match on the defensive side of it. So it's, my cheap answer is you have to put on a whole lot of hats.
Well, you're the head coach, of course.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so, my dream down the line is that I can help create and find people who I can say, you can run the offense, you can run the defense, you can run the special teams. And then I get to do all the head coach duties. But that's, down the line and getting there, and we'll see how it all builds out.
On a game day, are you the play caller, or are you, again, more in that management role?
So
the
dream down the line is full management role, where you can be the head coach, you can talk to the kid that needs to be talked to for, whatever's going on with them, help calm them down, help get them going. We call, I have a list of things where I call the green zone, the yellow zone, and the red zone. And that's how kids are operating within their own headspace. And so when we get kids into what we call the red zone, that's where you need to have those calm down conversations. So my dream is on game day that I'm there managing those things, and I trust my coordinators. Still building out a staff, still building out our systems. I could call all the plays the first year. I could be splitting that off. It could be shared, depending on sort of how all the systems fall into place. I love calling plays, but I also know that as a head coach, you're doing less coaching because it's more about managing. So I'm comfortable with down the line giving those jobs to other people once you find and create your great coaches.
Now, it's easy, Coach, to get the kid who has played football to come out, or the returning player to come on back. For the kid who has never played football,
right,
why should they give it a try?
So there's a couple answers to that. So one is because we are going to create a space that's beyond football, right? We're going to be doing things together that is going to create new opportunities for those individuals, new and old. The other piece is, we're going to build out those lower levels. So you're going to come and you're going to learn how to play, right? There's going to be a great coaching staff. We're going to get you in there. We're going to teach you how to play the sport, how to love it. And again, be a part of a program that's going to do things well beyond the football field. And then the other part is it's a ton of fun, and we're going to get you in shape, right? So even if you're not going off to play football down the line, or even if you come with us for a year or two, we're going to get you more flexible. We're going to get you stronger. We're going to talk about nutrition. We're going to talk about all of those things, which, being older, I understand I should have stretched a lot more when I was a kid. And so we're going to get you healthier too. And so that's the whole point. We're going to create well-rounded individuals. You also get academic support with Play It Smart, which as a high school kid, you may not think is a great thing. Looking back on it, I wish I had played smart when I was in high school. Someone who not just be there to make me do my work or help me, to explain GPAs, to help along with the college process. And down the line, if you have an opportunity, D3, D2, D1, college sports can open a lot of doors and can give money even at the lower levels. And so even if you find a little bit of success, there's a lot of places that kids can end up going. And then you don't even have to keep doing it in college, right? But it can open doors to help get you into some places that you might not have been able to go.
I love it. Now, we've talked about you. We've talked about what it's going to be like for somebody who's within the program and a part of this football family. What's your message to the fans, our student body, members of the community?
Right, absolutely. So I guess we'll start within the school. So part of it is we're going to be a program that's going to encompass a lot of different people. I'll be rolling out our management and student operations group, which I think managers are well beyond, I'm going to hand you a thing of water, right? We're looking for individuals who want to take photographs, help editing our social media posts, help working on film, and even to the point where, in some of my previous programs, I had a student who was in charge of all of our portfolios for college coaches when they were coming to games, right? So there's going to be some great opportunities for leaderships, and then a lot of those individuals have gone off and they now do photographs for D1 sports teams. They are now managers at schools. So they get this great experience, and then they go off and they continue it, which can also help pay for your college. For the fans, we want to create an experience that they're going to be proud of. We want people to come to our games. And we want to be something in the community that people can rally around. And again, not just on the field, right? We're there doing great things to make our community a better place. One of my mantras always has been, if we can make mom happy at home, kids are going to play. So if we're going to an elementary school and we're reading books in the winter, or we're helping paint a mural, or we're helping out at field day, 4th, 5th, 6th graders are going to go home and say, hey, this is what football was doing. Or they're going to see it on social media, and parents are going to say, oh, I want my kids involved in that program. And so that's a big piece of what I want. And then as we talk about more of our community right downtown with the restaurants and all of that, I want to get those people involved too. There's opportunities for us to work with our community, to get our kids out there, to meet people, to potentially get jobs, to get internships, and then for those organizations to come back and work with us to help us for things that we need also. And so that's really what we want, is to be a major part of this community from top to bottom, something that everyone can be proud of. And then when we do all those little things, it's going to lead to success on the field.
Excellent. Well, Coach, since I found out, you have my full support, and I wish you nothing but success. And I think everything you've talked about, that will translate to something positive on the actual field. So I want to thank you for coming in today.
Thank you for having me. And I would love to be back when we hit the fall.
Oh, yeah. Weekly coaches show?
I'm all for that. All for it.
Whatever we do to put it out into the community, right?
Absolutely.
I love it. And what is that herd motto again?
So it is hard work, energy, respect, and discipline. Did I just say energy? I meant effort. I kept going back and forth on it. It took a long time. So hard work, effort, respect, discipline.
Hey, kids listening, you don't have to be a part of the football team to follow that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's applicable to everybody. Have a great day, Zebra Nation. Wave goodbye. Say goodbye.
Thank you for listening to the Zebra Morning Show. Please tell a friend to help spread the word. Word of mouth is the best way to help us grow. Be sure to follow us on social media. We're on X, Instagram, and Threads at Zebra Podcast Net. Visit our website at zebrapodcastnetwork.com, where you can learn about joining us. And don't forget to send us your announcements and shout-outs. Have a great day, Zebra Nation.